This is Corthan.
I'm a farmer here in the Philippines, and with my family, we grow herbs, lettuce, and vegetables.
Corthan Birder, a native of England, son of a Filipina who hails from the Tortosa clan of Cauayan, south of Negros Occidental, and from a British father who happens to be a ship captain. Since young, Corthan was living a good life in England. He had a bachelor's degree in landscape architecture. He was offered a potential job in Canada after he graduated, but he declined the offer.
Most of our mentality will grab that opportunity because that chance of landing that job will lift us from poverty. Makatagi na sa aton sang kaayuhan sa aton nga pamilya, kag makatibawa sa aton sa kapigaduhon. But for my friend Corthan, he chose a different path. Instead, he went back to the Philippines to develop the farm. He started an integrated project for a 50-hectare farm and founded the place called the Divine Sanctuary.
It's an organic farm. It is co-owned by his mother's side and members of the Tortosa family. Through this, he was able to help the local community by providing them with jobs and healthcare on the farm. The farm also contributes to food sustainability and food security in the province. It also promotes healthy living because Corthan and his mom believe health is wealth. You are what you eat. Let food be thy medicine.
One of the things that surprised me is that Corthan started at the age of 22 and had the initiative and interest in doing farming.
Ang una gid nga niya sini nga nagkaroon siya sang interes sang gindala ko di siya 18 years old. Nagbakasyon kami, nagsaka kami sa amon nga farm for the first time. Nang didto nahambal niya na sa ako nga mom, one day I will come back to develop the place. So at the age of 18, I thought nga hindi gid siya serious sa iyang ginhambal sa ako. I just said, oh, that's fine. And then a month before nag-graduate siya sa university, nagtawag kag naglisensya siya nga mabalik siya diri sa Pilipinas. Na-shock gid kami kay hindi gid siya namon niya, hindi namon niya ang iya nga ginhambal sa akon at the age of 18. Daw abi ko ya anay iya lang to whim sa iyang edad. But gali gintuma niya gid siya ang iya nga ginhambal because ang husband ko is British. At first, he cannot accept. Kaya nga ako nung mapauli diri siya sa Pilipinas. So worried man kami sa iya, kaya siya lang di mapauli. But we cannot do anything. Kaya dito sa England at the age of 18, may desisyon na iya sila. Hindi mo sila kaya as a parent, you have to give them freedom na makadecide. So I let him go. I told my husband, it's okay. Don't worry. By 6 months' time, he will come back. But he did.
He has been working on the farm for 6 years as of 2002, while other millennials are more invested only in electronics and gadgets.
His purpose and vision is to make a sustainable farming project that will encourage people to be connected to nature and to learn skills to prepare for the future.
It's important to have initiative. It's important to plan ahead for the future. At the end of the day, as much as people are focused on gadgets, you cannot eat your gadgets. The most important thing is survival and preparation for the future, and that is why I'm interested in farming. Look at COVID and the pandemic. Nobody knew it was coming, and nobody prepared. Now people are more prepared for the future. But what about food and water shortages? That is why farming is so important, because by preparing for the future, you have security in the future. COVID has taught us to be more prepared. With the global situation, we also need to be prepared with food and water.
Most business start from small beginnings, and most businesses have their own struggles and startup cost. Supposedly, it takes 2 to 3 years for a business to start being profitable or even just to break even. Just like any other farm, the Divine Sanctuary Tortosa Organic Farm struggles from the start. Corthan used to sleep on the farm nga madamo sang lamok, kag wala sang kuryente, kag wala sang tubig.
Our main struggles on the farm were the lack of electric and water in the beginning, very basic needs to support the farm. Soil was a big problem. In a tropical country, it goes from hot to rain very quickly. So we had struggles with shifting temperatures.
There is a lot of problem nag-manage, sa iya. There is some kind of a problem sa management. Hindi siya kabalo. There is a problem with communication. Hindi siya kabalo sang Ilonggo. So, may mga natabo nga one of our relative nga daw na gid siya na tunto. So, ako as a mother, na-realize ko nga isa lang man si Corthan, hindi ko mapabayaan diri sa Pilipinas. Physically, I was there in England working, but my mind is always here. So I cannot have any peace of mind. And then I said to my husband nga, kinanglan ko gid magpauli. So in the end, he accepted it, and ari na kami diri sa Pilipinas. Ginbuligan ko na si Corthan kay na-start niya na ng farm niya mo. Sang ari di siya, he started to grow amargoso kag mga cucumber. Kagabaligya na siya ya. Ga-tricycle lang na siya rin sa Cauayan pakadto diri sa Binalbagan kag nagalibod na siya diri sa Banwa namon. So mas more nga kilala pa siya diri kaysa akon. Kaya ako nadula ko di mga 32 years wala ko di sa Pilipinas. So but then nakita ko ang iya man niya nga purpose, gid siya, seryoso gid siya sa iya nga ginahimo. Kag hindi nakita ko man niya hindi man malain. So that's the reason why 100% gin-suportahan ko siya.
Despite all the difficulties sa pagpatindog sang ilang farm, they managed to strive and slowly achieve their goal with the support of their family and blessing man sa Ginoo. But as soon as he slowly reached his dream na almost na-develop na ang iyang farm, tragedy struck.
Community quarantine is hereby imposed in the entire of Metro Manila.
And the Philippines has become the first country to close its financial markets in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Philippines, especially the province of Negros, are greatly affected by the pandemic. Everything is put to a halt. The food and tourism industry were one of the affected industry. Most businesses nanirado, kag madamo sang nadulaan obra.
Everything come to a standstill. Everything changed. Ang movementa. We are one of the biggest supplier of lettuce diri sa Negros ang una. Tapos may stall kami sa Ayala. We have to close. That in the end, ang amon nga lettuce ginapanghatag ko na lang na how many hundreds of kilos ginahatag ko sa mga frontliners sa Bacolod para lang hindi masira. So slowly gid kuya slow down gid ang production naman. But we struggle, but we didn't give up. Ang most important gid ang mga staff ko sa farm na kinahanglan ma-continue ko man sila. Kay syempre dira sila depende sang ilang salary, ang ila pagkaon sa salary. So I tried my best to continue. And ang saving grace namon gid ang stall namon gid sa Ayala. That is, the one that continually serving regularly sa mga customer.
The Divine Sanctuary Tortosa Organic Farm survived the height of the pandemic. But just as they've thought that the pandemic is almost over because of the less restrictions, the worst is yet to arrive.
12 araw na lamang po bago magpasko, isang bagyo nagbabadyang manalasa sa bansa. Tatawagin itong Bagyong Odette. Ang Bagyong Odette.
Bagyong Odette?
Sa Bagyong Odette. Bagyong Odette.
Ang Bagyong Odette? It's one of the strongest tropical storms to hit the Philippines this year. Several people have died, with the death toll climbing.
Cabangalan City proper in Negros Occidental was submerged in floodwaters.
Nung humupa ang bagyo, ito ang naiwan. Napakalawak na pinsala.
South Negros was hit hard by Typhoon Odette, and the municipality of Cauayan kung saan located ang Divine Sanctuary ginbaha kag almost wipe out ang area.
Actually, second time ko natin nga pagkadto sa Divine Sanctuary. I have this mixed emotion.
A mixed emotion nga happy and at the same time heartbroken. Happy because I was able to meet my friend Corthan and Ma'am Paday, and I was again able to visit the farm. Heartbroken sa pagkita ko sa sitwasyon sang farm. Kaysang pagkadto ko 4 years ago, almost 80% developed na ang farm. May mga greenhouse, vermihouse, kag may tiniran ang mga guest nga magabisita.
For 4 years actually na-develop na ni tayo nga farm. But tungod sa bagyong Odette, look at the devastation.
All the hard work and time sa pag-develop sang farm are all gone. Flatten out ang halos tanan nga mga structures, pati ang vermihouse. Kag halos tanan nga mga tanom nga lettuce nagkalaubos. All of his dreams and goals in making a sustainable farming project for food security in the province in just one tragic event are all washed up.
So, ang family nga Tortosa family, and friend ko nga si Corthan, so they will start sa sugod naman.
The story of Divine Sanctuary Tortosa Organic Farm is not really about the autobiography of the owners of the farm. This story is to share what I have learned about the virtues and values that I believe it can bring motivation to your life.
The first virtue that I've learned from this story is contentment always leads to happiness. Corthan gave up a great life in England just to be a farmer here in the Philippines. And knowing that most Filipino believe that farmers are poor and farming is always associated with poverty. Corthan is contented of what he has and who he is. He is happy with farming and he is happy to help people by providing jobs and tourism opportunities in the community of Barangay Mambugsay, Cauayan. Always remember this: contentment promotes happiness. When you are content with what you have, you let go of sometimes painful wants and desires for what you can't have. And as a result, acceptance and inner peace will settle in. When you accept your situation, you actually allow yourself to be happy. Happiness is not available outside. It is to be obtained from our inner self. Being grateful for everything you do have instead of spending most of your time thinking about what you can't have could make life a lot more beautiful. It is always good to remember these things in our daily life. The second virtue that I've learned from this story is perseverance. The road to success is not easy, and life is not a bed of roses. Success in every field takes one or more tries
to attain your goal.
When Corthan started to develop the farm, he experienced these kinds of struggles and setbacks. He was away from his parents. He was challenged by our weather on how to grow vegetables. He got scammed by his own relatives. The road going to the farm is very stiff, mabudlay magsaka. Kag imagine that you have to do that every day. And Corthan also experienced lockdowns during pandemic. And the farm was wiped out by Typhoon Odette. But you know what? They still continue to persevere.
It's not easy, I tell you. You have to be very strong. You have to have that deep dedication. God will be there for you, but you have to work. You cannot just sit down. You need to do it for yourself. Ang imo nga intention is not for making money, no. It's to help others. Amo ginadapat ang imo nga purpose. Nga matagaan mo sang bulig, ang imo isigataw.
Despite what happened with Odette, the thing that cannot be taken away from us is our courage and our spirit and our hope moving forward. That even though the project was damaged, we still have the community that we built. The purpose of the project was to help people, and we worked with the local farmers and the local communities. It is the people that we helped who helped us. They helped us to rebuild the farm slowly, and the network that we created was still there. We are still selling in Ayala, in Bacolod, in Fiesta Market, Tortosa Organic Farm, and we are still also selling to restaurants and hotels, and we are also selling to Pure Gold in Cabancalan and other places. Because we had helped people for so long, the good karma came back to us unexpectedly. and it came in a full circle that we helped them, and in our time of need they helped us. And the most important thing is to help each other, because many people had way worse than us in the typhoon. So even though we had a lot of damages, we still count our blessings because people had it worse. But even for those people as well, they had the support of their friends and family and their community and their network, and the same for us too. So despite everything that happened, the most important thing is to push forward, because whether it is a relationship or a project, it can be rebuilt again. And the most important relationship is with that.
I see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever.
Every situation in life is temporary. So when life is good, make sure you will receive it fully. And when life is not so good, always remember that nothing lasts forever. Better days are on the way. This was the quote from Ginny Yang, which means nothing in life is permanent. Kung ara ka sa idalom, it doesn't mean nga forever ka na lang nga ara sa idalom. You have to work hard for it to get back to the top and remain faithful to Him. The Tortosa family, my friend Corthan, almost completed the project and was one of the largest producer of lettuce in the province. Kaglapit na nila malabot ang ila goal. But God tested their faith. God took out the farm by Typhoon Odette. And I believe that was the biggest ordeal that the family had to face. As someone said, the acid of grief tests the coin of belief. Meaning, when some hardships in your life, your faith will put to the test. God tested their faith to know if it's genuine. Ma'am Paday and Corthan did not lose their faith. They remained faithful to Him. And what had happened has its purpose. If we patiently trust in God's plan and discover how to use adversity to become stronger, the struggle of this life will ultimately lead to joy. Before I end this video, and if you wanted to be a part of the community in rebuilding the farm, you can support by buying produce of Divine Sanctuary Tortosa Organic Farm, and it's located in Ayala Capitol, Fiesta Market. By buying their product, you're actually hitting 3 birds in 1 stone. One is you are able to help the local farmers that work in the farm. Second is you're also helping the local business to grow. And third, you are also helping yourself to stay healthy by eating chemical-free, organic, healthy food. And lastly, to Congresswoman Chiding Alvarez of 6th District of Negros Occidental, let's finish the farm to market road nga nasuguran mo na sa barangay Mambugsay, Cauayan. Kay kadako sang potential that can create job opportunity in barangay Mambugsay, Cauayan. Alright, that's all for now. See you next time. Bye-bye!